Is it noise? Is it black metal? Is it something totally different? This is a question that might come with this band called Flooded Church of Asmodeus. This one is called No Parole from Necropolitean Catacombs, and it's a compilation of sorts. Now let's do a little bit unboxing while I tell you a little bit of this band. This is a kind of a side project, in fact, which consists of 3 members from various other projects and bands. Not a main band for any of these guys, I would assume. At least part of the crew is more or less from other projects. You can pretty much find more information from that Metal Archives link. And as you can see, as long as the zoom would work in a working manner, this consists of 19 tracks, which is a compilation of 3 different releases. Now I have to little bit check out because I don't remember all the ones just right that. They are called No Parole from Satanic Underground, Tape, which is a demo from 2009. Then we have a split with Feareth from 2011. And then the last but not least is a split release from with a necro-cannibalistic Vampirism. So very, very underground in so many ways. But can we call it really underground now that it's here on Rauta? Well, that's something that you might feel pondering about. The style here is a combination of a very primitive, very lo-fi black metal and then some kind of a noise material. It's called black noise for a reason, I might say. That is, it does have like guitar riffs which are almost akin to some kind of a simplistic rock and roll music. One could even say kind of a punkish approach to this kind of a hybrid breed. But then there are also parts which are more related to noise music. That is, no riffs, no melodies, no drum patterns, but very much distorted kind of a, well, noise. You might find different kind of sources for this kind of noise. It might be a buzzing sound of a machine. It could be some operating piece of machinery that creates these buzzes and clangs and all kind of different stirring noises, which then are more or less produced onto the music on an album. Now this does kind of like get these 2 different things like linked. So there are these riffs which are a little bit related to Ride for Revenge, of which Mr. Harald Mender is one of the members of this band as well, dealing with guitars and such. And also those vocals are somewhere between these 2 different styles, that those being the noise and black metal, with very distorted kind of vocals which are kind of a grunting, almost like snorting, much like animal sounds, but with a little bit of a human twist, if you will. Now obviously these are not done by accident, nor is this lo-fi sound here by accident. They are all means to an end, which then again is very, very marginal group of people. That is, with this very marginal type of music, you are not going to convince mainstream, and of course this is not the main thing here. This is for the marginal audience that actually understands and likes this kind of music, which is kind of hard to describe, because if I say it's noise, it's gonna just have open mouths for 95% of the people and like, what the hell are you babbling about, all you bald guy? Now, people who understand noise might be feeling a little bit distracted by this kind of music because it's not actually appealing to their sense of music, or at least how I would understand people liking noise and power electronics and so forth alike. Then again, this is not exactly music that appeals to most of the black metal heads because it's very far away from what black metal usually is. I could say there are hints to bands such as Ildiarn, maybe Hot and the like, which are there to just kind of provide you with very simplistic and raw riffing, very simple in style and very noisy in nature when it comes to the production. But also this might have some kind of a punk feeling with the sort of riffs that are there. So if it sounds complicated, it's more because maybe my lack of proper words to describe this kind of music, but also because you really cannot compare this kind of project to so many bands out there. I'm not gonna say it's totally 100% unique, but at least it's very, very rare breed of music you are less likely to encounter anywhere but with this band. Now, the curious thing is, there are no Facebook pages, there are no Bandcamp pages, there are no simple links to just to click and go with it. Some samples might be on YouTube, but I am even not 100% sure if that is the case. So it's kind of hard to sell this kind of music to anybody, because even the people who would actually listen to it, most of them are like not gonna like it, and for a reason. So it's a very marginal release of a very marginal genre for a very marginal amount of people out there. And to be honest, I cannot praise this album for the values it has. The values being the ultra lo-fi production with raw sound and the kind of a distorted vocals, because it's not really what I'm into when it comes to music. Of course, I understand that the band is creating something of their own, and as such, I must say, wonderful work in the terms of creating very atypical music for atypical audience. So it's kind of a nice to have a big fish in a little pond versus the other way around. But like I said, it's hard to kind of sell or suggest you to check it out, because mostly there are no musical links available. So I will leave it up to your personal Googling and searching skills to check out this particular release. It's not most of you, if anybody out there, but in case you got interested, feel free to dig up a little bit more, and who knows, maybe you will like Flooded Church of Asmodeus. And before I conclude, there are lots of spoken parts, kind of like movie samples in the way of what Mortician was doing. So it's kind of an interesting track for sure for people who are really into underground metal and noisy music. So go check it out, and well, if you can find it, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.